So I've got this little tripod thing working on this nasty ass kitchen table thing that barely works. What I did is I bought some knife sharpening stones here. Oh, framing, you fuck. Bought some knife sharpening stones. They got different faces. This one's finishing. This is 1,000, and the 6,000 ceramic below it. Well, gee willikers there, boss. Took my rifle apart here real quick, like. Gravity's a bitch, by the way. But anyways, what I'm going to try to do, attempt to do. Okay, so. Attempt to do is to show. Hold on. I'm going to attempt to show the inner workings of this as factory. I just sprayed it down with some of this gunk. Don't use this stuff because I got a little bit of it on this trigger guard here and it just wipes it. This is a way to smooth it out if you want it smoothed out, but I don't want it smoothed out. There's no good real way to replace this because I think it's heated up and put on. But anyways, it started melting the plastic on it chemically. So I don't really use this too much. And it also burnt the paint, chemically burnt the paint off of the porch that I was spraying it on, the front cement. So I'm going to try to do a trigger job, but I got to document how this actually takes apart before I do it because there's not good information that I've found, little I've looked, on how this comes apart. But it looks like you've got your hammer spring here on a hammer strut. You've got the way this is a PTR trigger group. You've got two Allen screws here that keep the two halves together. Sorry about framing. You got an Allen screw here and an Allen screw back here that keeps your halves together. And there's female threads here and here. And then there's a pin here, a pin here, and a pin here. And there's a pin here for some reason. I imagine it's a... it's got a purpose probably. I don't know exactly what it is. It's probably... yeah. Oh, there's a spring for this extractor here. Ejector extractor thing. There's your hammer here. Your hammer's got a spring that's wrapped right there. Where this tip is, I don't know if you can see it very well. That tip of that can opener there, the spring is this side of that pin here. So the extractor pin just comes out willy-nilly here. And you got to kind of be careful. But anyways, so it looks like it's going to be pretty simple. You've got a spring on the trigger here that rests on that shoulder, and as well on the inside. It rests on this pin here, on this side. On top, it looks like to be on top of everything. So that's how it keeps spring pressure on that. This spring pushes up on this trigger here with this little U shape here. And then the other side... just rests up against this pin as well, just laid down like so. So it probably is centered past the pin and then rested on it to keep it to have pressure forward. Okay, so you've got your trigger here and then your sear disconnector thing here. You can kind of see how it slides in the way. And then see how it's lifting up, then moves up out of the way. that one and that one are going to be a little bit frustrating. This one's going to be just frustrating because it's going to want to shoot real bad because it's real long. This spring here isn't going to be a problem. It shouldn't. And yeah, if I want to take it completely 2 halves apart, I'd have to take these out. And I don't know if I want to do that or not. It may make it easier to take apart. So I'm going to go to Harbor Freight real quick and go get some a small punch, a small hammer, and a small set of Allen wrenches here, and maybe a small set of needle nose, and it should set me up for success to try to do the engagement points. The hammer mainly, the front face of that sear here, and then I'll have to figure out from there. But this may end up downing my rifle for a little minute, trying to figure this out. That's why I'm kind of filming it, because this looks like you just gotta pull this back. This looks like you just gotta pull it back and then, or push it, undo the pin, push it in and pull it up, and it'll gently come out. This one you just do to the side and everything should fall out. This one is the same, because, yeah. And I'm not worried about framing right now, but look, so the spring applies pressure that way. This one applies pressure that way. So it's pushing this way and this disconnector towards the hammer. And then this is pushing the hammer forward here. And then there's a spring, a tiny itty bitty spring back in there. You can see that keeps that pushed up. So that way it can trip it and still stay out of the way. That looks like pretty much everything. But it's either this or a Timney trigger, which is like $350, and I have some unanswered questions with that. And then, or it's a that nobody has any answers to, like for what if it'll fit inside this diameter or this space here, if it'll fit, if it's too thin here to have too big of a gap in here, if that Timney trigger will fit in there right. But I know the Fulton Armory's binary trigger, I'd have to replace this with a plastic one, so that way it'd fit, because these walls are thicker and makes this space in here smaller. So it fits, but it's either that or that, or do you try to do my own trigger job, and my own trigger job is a lot cheaper. Trigger's not bad on it, but it's, some people that I've let dry fire this say that this right here is long. And if I can lighten it up just a little bit, because it does pull that hammer back just ever so slightly. See that? It's hard to tell. Before it breaks, it pulls that hammer back just slightly. And if I can keep it from pulling that hammer back just a little bit better, change the angle in it, it'll give it a better trigger pull. But that's for safety, which, you know. But I can always get different. I can always get new parts, well, new old used parts for this, and or just new PTR parts. I could call PTR up and ask them for parts. But yeah, see, that just pulls out like so. That comes out like so. That spring comes out like so. And I've got a lot of dirt in it because it's not clean from the last time I shot, from the last videos I shot. That comes out. Okay, so you can kind of see focus, you fuck. This spring here comes, and it's that spring here, and it's not want to focus. It's that spring there, and it has a hook, like a shepherd's kind of hook a little bit, and it comes across this axle here. So we'll see if we can push this out. See what I can do without getting tools real quick. So that came out. All right, so it's this pin here is your hammer pin. I can set that there for now, I guess. That too. So then this just kind of comes up and out. And you can see it's not cut for the fully automatic disconnector or any of that. It's just got one sear point there, which is good, but it's really tall. And it looks a little rough, and it's not going to focus. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the part, not the thing. It's a little rough there, you can kind of see. Let's see if we can smooth that out. It's a little rough there. That comes up and out here. Like so. And then you can kind of see the internal parts. And I don't know if this is going to mess it up. See how it's rocking there. So I can do the back half of this bar will interface with the disconnector here. I can mess with that a little bit. It looks like it's wearing on the face of there. I could run that a little bit too. Try to smooth that out. See if I even need that. Push the one pin out here. Let's see. Do that. So that way maybe this comes out. Take this, use it as a punch pin here. There we go. There goes my sear. My sear pin is this bright shiny one. Let me see. See what I'm doing? See that spring there? It's hooked and it's around this and it's on that shelf there. I'm gonna spring it forward and spring the thing, right? And that loosened the tension now. So I can undo my tweezers here real quick. There it goes. So this is my trigger spring. Something like this. You're gonna have to mess with it a bit. I don't know how exactly it came out. And that's pretty much all you would need to take apart, unless if you just, for happenstance. Okay, so here's your little shoulder bump thing there. Your reset spring. I didn't uncurl that from its spot there, so I'm not gonna have to fight with that. I'm just gonna have to push it down and pull it out to put my trigger in there. So that's probably all you'll need to take it down. for this trigger job, and any part that looks, and I'll use my tweezers here as a pointer. Like right here where it looks shiny from here to here, I can mess with that. This little surface here, I can even and blueprint that pretty much. This, I can do this surface right here. I can try to blueprint and just smooth it out and whatnot. Clean it mainly. This is the first time I've actually taken it completely apart like this, so that's why I want to document everything. Definitely take this and come down some. I need to get a feeler gauge to see how thick it is from here to here, because there's a prescribed amount that a dude says that you can go down to. He says, what was it, 17 thousandths? I got to see how deep that is. But mainly I can take it and smoothen it out, you know, like so. And just by doing that a little bit, you can see it start working on it, and hopefully that'll help it quite a bit. But you got to clean it first before you do it that too much. So anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry it was this long. It's kind of got to be this long. I'm going to put a bunch of long videos out for this because I want to document kind of all this, but it's going to be on a tripod at least. So some shitty filming from an average guy. Thank you.